So everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a little bit of change of scenery here. My wife had to rearrange the furniture a little bit. Put the fridge here. And the table that used to be here, we put over here and installed a TV, but we're just using it as a monitor for a computer. So we can watch stuff online and YouTube. So anyways, I've been on Carnivore now for 5 months. Just over 5 months now. And I decided to get some blood work done. Now, I should have done this before Carnivore. But luckily, years ago, 10 years ago in fact, I did I had some blood work done because I wasn't feeling good and I wanted to see if there was, anything going on. So in 2014, I got some blood work done. It checked my whatever they call it, CBC, cholesterol and stuff like that. But that's what I used to be when I was vegan. Back in 2014, I was vegan. And then later, when I moved here, we got chickens. We started eating some eggs and a little dairy here and there. So we went vegetarian. And I started feeling a little better, but not that great. So I got some blood work done just recently, because I want to see, I've been on Carnivore for 5 months now. I want to see where I'm at. So as kind of like a baseline. Like I said, I wish I would have started it, just before I started Carnivore. I wish I would have got the blood test done then, so I can see, the difference after 5 months. But it is what it is. So in a year from now, no, next year, in what was it? Should be April or May. I think May. Next year will be a year since I've been Carnivore next year. I'll do a blood test then and I'll compare it to the results I'm going to show you now. Now, I want to explain to you for the last 5 months what I've been eating. So basically is what you read here, kosher carnivore. Kosher carnivore. It's kind of hard to say. So the meats that I eat are biblically clean meats. So they would include beef, lamb, chicken. I eat eggs, fish. That's basically what I eat. I mean, there's other stuff too. There's tons of other stuff. But so beef, lamb, chicken is the majority of what I eat. Then fish, I also eat at least once or twice a week. And eggs. Eggs, believe it or not, even with all the chickens that we have, I don't eat a lot of eggs. For some reason, after eating like 3 or 4 eggs, my body says, that's just enough. So, anyways, that's my basic diet. Oh, and one more thing I need to add in there is butter. My wife and I, we eat, after we eat our dinner, so let's say I eat, fish, whatever. And then after I eat that, we got a tub of butter. We got this glass container where we put butter in there, sticks of butter. I'll end up eating at least a half a stick to 3/4 of a stick of butter a day. So we eat twice a day. So after we eat our meals, we end up munching down on butter. We'll just cut a big old chunk out of there, put it on our plate, and with my fork, I'll just take a little bit. And I love that creamy texture and the creamy taste on the roof of my mouth, and it's delicious. The one I prefer is the Kerrygold unsalted. My favorite. The unsalted is my favorite. Salted butter we use occasionally, or mostly for like cooking. But the unsalted, we use that just to eat. And wow, it's really good. Anyways, so that's my diet, people. Beef, lamb, chicken, fish, and eggs, mostly, okay? And butter. Like I said, a half a stick to 3/4 of a stick of butter a day. So my cholesterol should be higher than the Empire State Building. So let me show you what my cholesterol is now and what my cholesterol was when I was vegan. And we'll do a little comparison and I'll let you know what I think. So here are my blood results of, let's see, what was it? February of 2014. So you can see here my cholesterol total was 136, which that's considered normal. For me, that was extremely low because I remember I was going through a lot of depression at that time. My triglycerides were through the roof, 193. My HDL was low. That's my good cholesterol. That should be high. And then here you have the VLDL, which is my very low density lipids, and that was 39, but that was at the high end of normal. And my LDL cholesterol was 64, which was considered normal. All right, so this is my cholesterol as of October of 2024. My total cholesterol is 221, which is showing high, but that to me is phenomenal, considering what I've been eating. My triglycerides is 91. I remember what they were. They were 193. Now they're 91. My HDL is 44. My VLDL is 16. Look at that number, 16. I'm going to do a comparison in a minute here between the old and the new. And then my LDL cholesterol is 161, which is, they say, is high. But you need, especially the LDL, to produce hormones like testosterone in men. You need that to be pretty high or higher. I also did a B12 and folate test because I was worried about having pernicious anemia. I'm taking a B12 complex, and it's a 2 tablets a day or 2 capsules a day, but I'm only taking 1. And for the B12, they come out normal, so now I think I'll be taking 2 capsules a day of that. And also the folate, I'm taking 7.5 milligrams of methylfolate, and I think I'll be taking that every other day to bring that down a little bit. But other than that, I know I don't have pernicious anemia. So I also did a fasting insulin test, and mine come out to 5.1. I don't have any insulin results from years past. This is the first time I'm doing a fasting insulin test. And I know anything under 6.0 is good, and mine is 5.1, and I'm very happy with that. So here we're comparing my 2014 results with my 2024 results. So my total cholesterol was 136, now it's 221. I think that's great. HDL was 33, which is my good cholesterol, and now it's 44. I would like to see that number higher. We'll see how that comes out when I take this test in May of 2025. LDL was 64, and now it's 161, which I still think that's great. You need, especially the LDL cholesterol, to produce these hormones, the testosterone. And my VLDL was 39, and it dropped way down to 16, and my triglycerides went from a skyrocketing 193 down to 91, which is considered normal. These two numbers, well, this one I don't know so much about, the VLDL. If I can get that any lower, I'm going to try. But the triglycerides, I'm going to try and get that lower. And the way you get both VLDL and triglycerides lower is through not eating carbohydrates. We have to stop eating all the grains and the oats in the morning and the cereals and the sweet stuff and the pastries and the processed foods. That's all got to stop. And when you stop that and go on a carnivore diet, your VLDL and your triglycerides, especially your triglycerides, will drop. And I'm very happy with my numbers. I'm going to work on this triglycerides and try and get that number even lower. So I found this chart here very interesting. If you look at the mean number here of the males, or the females on the other side, as they age, the VLDL increases, they say, with age. Now, higher levels of VLDL are associated with an increase of cardiovascular disease risk. So, as a vegan, I was 39. So you see where that puts me on the chart. And then, now that I'm carnivore, after 5 months, it put me down to 16. That put me down to the teenage years. So that is incredible what a carnivore diet will do. So am I concerned about my cholesterol? Not even a little bit. As you can see, my triglycerides have been lowered. My VLDL is lowered. Everything is, to me, looks really good. Really, really good. Now, you're looking at a guy that eats a stick to 3/4 of a stick of butter a day. I eat fatty meat all day. Eggs, fish, most of it's fatty meats that I eat, along with the butter. And my cholesterol is fine. Now, it's only been 5 months. I'm going to do the same test in about 6 months from now. So that will be, well, actually, May of 2025 will be 1 year carnivore. I'll do it then. And we'll see what my results are then. We'll do like a little comparison, from now and then. But as of right now, am I concerned with my cholesterol? Not even a little bit. My triglycerides are fantastic. All my cholesterol levels. Now, they may show high on the test, but I mean, come on, 221 for crying out loud. I even seen people on carnivore that are in the 300-400 range, and they're just fine. And even a lot of these doctors that reviewed them, and carnivore doctors, that they say that there's nothing to worry about. Really, triglycerides is the main culprit, I think, and VLDL, the very low density lipids, if those are high. Those are usually high because of a high carbohydrate meal, food. So when I was vegan, my triglycerides were crazy. At least I thought they were. When you got high insulin and you're eating a lot of sugary foods, a lot of sweet foods, and I'm talking fruits too. A lot of sugar is sugar. When it gets in your blood, it's sugar. I don't care where it came from. When you're constantly bombarding your arteries with high sugar, and your body's got to produce all this insulin, and you're constantly on this roller coaster of high sugar, high insulin, eventually you're going to start becoming insulin resistant, where you eat sugar, your insulin's high, and then your sugar levels start coming down, but your insulin's still high. And then what happens, your blood sugar starts getting too low, and then you start getting the shakes, and I got to eat something. That's the way I was. Okay, I used to work in the garden or work anywhere on the property here. I'd come in the house shaking, all lightheaded and feeling all queasy and everything, and it's like I had to go grab I would eat some sweet fruit like dates and figs, dried figs, because they were sweet, and I could get some good blood sugar rush right away and start feeling better. But that's what happens when you start becoming insulin resistant. Your blood sugars drop when you don't eat. And but now that I'm carnivore, I don't get that anymore. I eat almost zero carbs. The only carbs I take in is from a little kefir we make at home, and a yogurt now and then with goat milk. And those have like 8 grams of carbs per, I think it's cup. Some, but it's not a whole lot of carbs. And that's like every other day or something we have that. But anyways, my blood sugar levels, my glucose levels are like in the low 90s, 92. And, you've seen my fasting insulin was 5.1, which is great, I think. maybe in next year, this time, maybe my fasting insulin will even be lower, which I'm hoping it is. You want to be very sensitive to insulin in your body. That's what you want, not insulin resistant. For those of you that are starting the carnivore diet, I hope you feel better about starting it now. It's really nothing to worry about. I've watched so many people getting their blood tests and blood results, and they're just fine after being on carnivore for years and years and years, and their levels are just fine. Now, those, you have to remember too, somebody like my age that's been eating, well, I've never really ate junk food, but somebody my age that came from eating the standard American diet, processed foods, high carbs, high sugar, you're going to have some damage. And when you go carnivore, that damage is still going to be there. Okay, it's going to take a while, to get rid of it. You spend most of your life destroying your health and your arteries. It's going to take a little while to clean all that up. So at least by going carnivore, you're going to get things going in the right direction, is what I think, anyways. Okay, guys. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.